But no Bueller today.
No Bueller today, no. And Queeg for the last time.
For at least 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I just saw an error message. What was the error message? That's okay. Right. If I go to settings and video, 720. What is going on?
They're out to get you.
They are. I don't know why it's only streaming at 720. Anyway, I'll just give up in a minute. Here we go. Your canvas is 1080p, but your downscale, canvas and scale. But okay, where do you set canvas and scale?
Video. On the video tab.
Base canvas is 1440, output scaled resolution is set to 1080, but it downgrades to 720 the second the stream starts. Why is that? Oh well. We have to play around with that another day. Anyway. So, let's see what we can do. Hello everyone, is everyone here now? I still haven't heard Merlin or...
Oh, yeah, you've heard me.
Sorry, yeah, Merlin.
Right.
I see Donahue lighting up, but I haven't heard him.
Test. Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Now we can hear you.
Sorry, mic was off.
That's okay. Right.
We've all done it.
We've all been there. So, obviously we haven't got Mr. Pow Pow, so I'll just make him disappear.
Did he say he wasn't going to make it, or just he's not here?
Just doesn't turn up sometimes. So, hello one and all. A bit late, but we'll get going. I'm having no end of problems, and I'm going to have to... I hate Streamlabs OBS today, seeing as it's not letting me stream at full 1080, but only at 720. We'll worry about that later.
It's because you're using Streamlabs OBS instead of the real version of OBS. It's your fault. Yeah. Don't matter. You'll figure it out.
No, I don't know what's happened. Some settings, some, I don't know what's going on, but it's just decided to on me. Ah, well. Maybe just give up on Twitch and just do it all on YouTube. It's probably Twitch that's causing the problem. Anyway, where we left it last, I do believe, as you can see, you were sneaking back into the mansion at night, and some weird glowy globe suddenly turned the floor red and started pulsating in a worrying manner. And in the meantime, we, who's been here all along, and Waif were basically having some very large bodyguards approaching them. And Mr. Donahue and Aki were just standing back a bit. I don't think we need that taken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I hope everyone's got the map. I think we shall just... Oh, Aki is not on hold. We'll deal him in. Merlin. Well, that's a nice start. Everyone got an extra Benny, and you've all got new adventure cards. Over to you. Mr. Merlin, sir.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and try and get a little bit further across the floor here, again, without stepping on those red lines.
Well, a couple of hop, skips and jumps and an athletics roll, and you should make it across. There we go. You are across.
And I'll do the whole balancing on your heels and leaning back and kind of play it up a little bit. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, doke. Aki, you've determined there is definitely a secret door or a sliding panel or something where you are, but no means of opening it. I think you actually determined that was probably. I think
we figured that out last week, wasn't it? I couldn't.
It was behind the desk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over
In
there
desk, yeah.
where Merlin is, and there was an invisible cat there as well who done some time and space travel.
Indeed.
I don't want to go across that floor, do I? Or do I?
It's up to you.
I can try and make it across that floor and then go to the desk. Shall I try and do that?
Merlin just hopped, skipped, and jumped across. Yeah.
But I barely made it.
I'm going to try hop, skipping, and jumping across as well and see if I get lucky. Is it athletics?
Well, yeah, but obviously what's your pace is 5, isn't it? So that will only get you to there. But yeah, you can hop, skip, and jump to get to there on athletics.
I'll have to do a run.
Well, you don't have. Well, what I'm trying to say is you don't have to run. It's just don't forget if you run, you're going to be putting a -2 penalty on all your athletics rolls. Up to you.
That'll get me to there, won't it? So I'll try and get to there.
Okay. So now you're basically
the force of I've got how many pennies? I've got 6 pennies, so I'm going to penny it if it goes wrong. It's not going to go wrong.
Okay. Well, you get to there. Bodyguard number 2 punches at Waif. Missing. Queeg. Basically speaking, what's happened from your perspective is you came back to the mansion earlier today. You got paid by the owner of the mansion for completing the last job, and then this evening you broke back into the mansion to steal the stuff you returned to her earlier to get paid by someone else.
And the security guards, I take it, are not friendly?
Well, one of them but basically, Waif was standing around, and they took a while to notice her. But once they noticed her, they just started moving towards her. And bodyguard number 2, which is the one standing on the right of Waif, just took a swing at her, but Waif just easily avoided it.
Now, did you share the map that him and I are on with him?
I did. Gets you to there. If you want to run, you can, of course. If you want to run up those stairs, or
wait a minute. Oh, yeah. See, I forgot. I took another edge.
Oh,
Fleetfoot.
So you get another 2 inches.
He's a fast-moving troll.
Wow, he's been working out.
He has been working
because
out.
he's got longer legs than the average of us too. So.
And I think I'm actually going to run on this one just to get to him.
Okay. Wow, look at that. Nearly maximum movement. So you've moved 6 already, so you've got another 9 inches to go. No problem at all.
Because I do get that bonus from the Joker, right?
Yep. But you got the Benny from the Joker, you don't get the bonus from the Joker. You've got the Jack
on him then.
Yeah, you've got the Jack, not the Joker.
And now I got to start off by using that Benny.
Well, it was a free one, so I wouldn't worry about it. Look at that. Oh, I forgot you had the penalty. Well, you swing, but obviously you've slowed him up, so that's enough to leave him. Because he's going for the 3rd one.
Yep, I slowed him up.
You slowed him up. That's okay. I can't remember how Donahue got shaken. Oh, because of the security guard that must have been in here that isn't in here anymore.
The security, the field. I tried to cross the field and didn't succeed.
Oh, you got hit by that. Where's bodyguard number 3? Oh, he's over there. Why have you got him targeted? Okay, not to worry. I was confused there. Yes, you got stunned by the field, didn't you? Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aki's over there, so I'll probably just go on hold.
Okay. Waif.
He's slightly above me on the stairs, so I'm going to move up next to him so I'm on the same level here.
Okay.
I'm going to punch him in the face.
Go for it. That's a good hit. One shy of a raise, but still a good hit.
No, I'm going to Benny the damage one time.
Okay.
Yeah, well, now he's face to face with me.
Very much so. Bodyguard number 3. Well, he's going to attack Queeg. Missing. Okay, some combatants are on hold. That's Mr. Donahue. You going to stay on hold, Mr. Donahue?
Yeah, in case anyone comes to the door.
No problem at all. Bodyguard number 2 is going to take a swipe at Waif and miss. Bodyguard number 3 is going to. They got cards, didn't they? Is really going to miss. She did critically fail, or unfortunately, depending on your point of view. Queek.
All right. Well, yeah, let's just take him down, I hope.
Oh, man. You hit him.
Oh. Take him down, I hope. That's clobbering time. His head's gone.
Yeah. That's the end of him. He goes down. He goes down hard. He will recover, but he's out of the fight. He is incapacitated, but he will live. You wish to move, sir?
Yeah, let me see if I can help Waif by giving her a gang up bonus.
You certainly should be able to reach there. Yeah, no problem at all. And Mr. Merlin, sir, you have reached the other side of the floor.
Aki, where over here should I be looking for this secret door release?
At the desk.
In the desk. Okay, I'll start looking through the desk for a button or a lever or whatever it is I need to be looking for.
Make a notice check. Yep. Basically, you basically open up the first drawer. You open up. You feel around inside, and you find there is a button or a switch.
I will push the button. Donahue, what do you see?
Okay, so what happens is I need to turn that one off, that one on, and turn off the light.
It's gone pitch black now.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
gone.
that's
It's
okay.
gone full dark. There we
Can
go.
activate my flashlight.
I should be able to turn off use lights now. There you go.
Oh, well, look at that. There's an elevator. Okay, and then I will use some more of my movement to come back this way.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Brings us to Waif.
Wow, the door opened. What did you do there? Some kind of magic?
Tokens, baby.
It's very good.
Waif hits the bodyguard with a raise.
I'm disappointed it was not an animated door opening, though.
My understanding is animations are in the works.
You know, I'm
Yes,
just
I could do is that. There you go. How's that? Is that animating enough
brilliant.
for you?
Fantastic. You show off. Very good.
Okay, 2 wounds. So that's both. The second security guard is bleeding out. Okay.
To me, the maps are not the most important part of the game. shiny, pretty graphics, animated graphics, they're not what makes the game fun. If they are, then someone's doing something wrong. If it's the picture that makes the not the actual adventure, then yeah, there's definitely something going wrong.
I find that sometimes the pictures inspire rather than give me ideas. Anyways, combat, for all intents and purposes, is at an all. Or the bodyguards.
Have you knocked him out?
Yeah, we knocked them both out. Well, I actually punched so hard it probably got brain bleed and won't survive it. I'm seeing blood coming out his ears. But hey, he swung first. So
you have opened. Well, yeah, you can head back down and join the others.
Yeah. Come on,
if
quick.
I had the portal thing, I could. If I had the nice little portal thing, I could automatically.
Before they get themselves in serious trouble.
We aren't the one that got into a fight.
Hey, he swung at me first.
Well, we didn't really either, you know.
I will push the call button.
It's more a vault door than an elevator door. But
okay. I will step back so somebody who does locks and such can come in here and do something with the door.
Who's got thieving skill? Got electronics, but not thieving.
I don't think anyone ended up with thievery, did they?
I think Pow's got it.
What kind of lock is it?
Well, there does appear to be an electronic lock upon it, so I've been nice up to now. But
the hack it with electronics.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah, Pow is the one with thievery.
It was terrible. I could try the unskilled.
Actually,
see if that works any better.
Has thievery, I believe. Die 6.
Only joking.
Oh yeah, I've got loads of bennies. I'm going to spend them. Does that work?
Okay, you basically, you basically rewire the locking mechanism, and you hear a satisfying click as the locks retract. The door doesn't open.
Ah. Do I know why?
No, you don't. It's most disconcerting. As you can tell, the door should have opened.
Is there any? Okay, there's not like some kind of biometric thing on it, is there?
Not that you can see. Make a notice check. Okay, you search the entire area. You search the entire door and everything else. You cannot see any other form of mechanism to lock it or anything, or any biometric readers or anything like that. But the door appears steadfastly shut.
We'll walk through it like it's not there.
You bounce off the closed doors. Obviously, I'm assuming you put your hand out.
Merlin will summon an air elemental to see if it can squeeze through the gaps. Now that it's unlocked, maybe there's gaps.
I'm going to head over to that desk and search around.
Okay, yeah, by all means, make a notice check.
Would investigator count?
No, this is you because investigators using computers and records. This is you just looking through a desk, if that makes sense. You as it stands, you don't find anything noticeable, but you may well if you spend a penny. Go for it. Aha! Right. Merlin, you summon you're summoning an air elemental. Make sure it doesn't go wrong with a critical failure. Not that it really matters because Lone Wolf isn't here, because I came up with a brilliant idea for whenever you critically failed a summoning of air elementals, but that's by the way. Okay. Yep. You summon up an air elemental, and it's sort of, you feel this breath of wind pushing by all of you, and basically it doesn't appear to be able to get through the door.
Yeah, it was a hope.
Mr. Dodgy, it takes you a little while to search through the drawers, but on the very bottom one, you find a stack of papers and brochures and everything else, and the last thing you find is the last thing you find is something you've not seen before. It catches your eye with the very impressive-looking logo, which seems to basically consist of 4 magic wands forming the letter M, and apparently it's some company calling themselves Mage Tech. The ultimate, and they say the ultimate in magical electronic locks.
Hey, Merlin. You ever heard of this guy?
Mage Fu? No, I haven't. I I don't have Dispel. I will do an astral perception and see what I can see.
Okie doke. Yep, you take a few seconds to activate your astral perception, which I believe is a spellcasting roll? I think it is. Oh, look at that. Yes, what you see is there seems to be, it's quite fascinating really, having seen enough of Donahue and Aki and Beulah sort of playing around with circuit boards and everything else. It's interesting, you see an intricate lattice, almost like a circuit board, but it's lines of magic pulsating through the door.
We needed a wizard. Luckily, we brought one.
Okay, I will attempt to. Would this be occult or spell casting to break the lock?
I'm going to say you need to use occult to work out how to pick the magical lock, as it were.
I think I figured it out.
I think you did. I don't have another pretty graphic. So yes, the door opens smoothly and cleanly and silently, revealing a vault inside containing a large number of pieces of art and other strange sculptures. And in one corner, a unit very similar to that you saw on the train with, where you got the samples out of. And you can see the samples inside.
Merlin, since he still has his astral perception up, is going to see if any of these little objects to art have any magical properties to them.
Actually, yes, indeed. Hanging on a wall is a flintlock pistol.
Interesting. I will go ahead and claim the flintlock pistol while they fiddle around with the device to get the sample.
Okay. Okay, so the device, as I say, the device, basically there is a sort of set of medical, there's that medical, like that one was on the train, you remember, it was like a tall, glowing cylinder, and inside you found the medical samples, the medical samples, as it were. And that kept them at the correct temperature and provided life support for the biological samples. This obviously looks like the same setups here. So that's it, really. You can see all of the vials sitting inside. Love the way no one's touching them. What's anyone doing?
Well, I think Waif and Quig are guarding the door to make sure that whatever these guys are doing doesn't get interrupted.
Yep.
Because that's what we do. We fight the rear action to make sure these guys don't get themselves
Unless you
killed.
want me to try to hit that door with my broom.
Well, the door is open. We're just somebody needs to come in here and fiddle with the device so we can get the sample at this point.
So that's like, yeah, probably outside of Quig's.
What kind of roll
Like
did
I
it
said,
take?
I do have thievery 6, die 6, so. But I'm
Someone
not
just
sure that-
needs to go inside and pick them up. Well, open up.
I'll stay here and watch Quig if you want to go help them.
Yeah, I can do that.
Also, can I peek out these doors to see if any reinforcements are showing up out there? Because we're going to have to get out of here once they get this done.
Indeed, but as it stands, it's all seemed quiet because no one's made any noise yet. I hear myself.
I'll peek through and keep an eye on that door.
No problem. I'm just trying to work out why I can hear myself when I talk.
Your ears are working.
That's why I must have pressed the button without realising. Phew, that's okay. So, anyone going for it?
Yeah, Quig will do it.
I don't mind going in all. Quig's bigger than me, so I'll let him go first.
Okay. Yeah. So that wrong? Oh, I did it. Okay. Maybe it doesn't work so well on this one. Plus, as the GM, I'm never sure if I can see it. So there we go. Okay. Okay, Quig, you wander in there. You basically walk up to the vials. You pick up you open the door. There's a slight hiss, and the vapors come out as the cold air condenses into the warm air and all that. And you reach inside, pick up the medical vials, close the door, and stride out again. No problem at all.
Okay, here you go, guys. Probably Merlin. You want to take these?
Suddenly, however,
take them, Merlin, please.
Suddenly, parts of that medical apparatus seem to disengage from the main machinery, as it were, and start walking across the floor towards you. At the same time, that sphere in the lights go dark again, and that sphere in the middle of the room starts pulsating in a red manner. However, the floor does not appear to be red. Those two guardians advance slowly towards you, with rather sharp-looking blades. Merlin gets a joker, and everyone gets a Betty. Aren't you lucky people? Merlin, what do you wish to do?
Well, you know what? Let us just magic missile one of these things. I will step back a little bit, And I will magic missile the Mark III.
When the numbers change, it's because I love the way one's a Mark 3 and a Mark 4. It's because of the way when you add it on, it's adding numbers on. It would appear. Don't know why, but anyway.
Lots of fun. I will make it high damage.
Okay.
Just because I'm going to add 1 level of armor piercing to it.
Okay.
And let us go ahead. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. 4 points. Yeah, I'm going to Benny that. Yeah, didn't do the bonus die.
It's okay. Just drag one on. Oh, there you go. Yeah, yours was better than mine. So that's 13 points of damage or 12 points of damage.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and just shake it.
You shake it. And brings us to Aki.
I'm gonna. Well, yeah. Is he melee range?
Yeah, he is actually.
Oh, he's 10 feet away. Is that too close for me to shoot him? No, I'm gonna melee him. Yeah. Shot club. Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, you hit him. Yep, it's just a vigor roll -2 with a shot club, isn't it? That's interesting. I have no idea what that is, but that's really surreal. Get an interesting effect when I click on one of them. I get a huge green halo around them. I don't know why, but anyway. I'll play with that later. Okay, he's stunned. He just collapses to the floor, prone and shaking. This one, that is really weird. Basically makes 2 blade attacks at Queeg, missing both times as Queeg parries desperately with his broom. Over to you, Mr. Queeg, sir.
Bad that he didn't do nothing. Oh well.
Oh, you hit him quite spectacularly, it has to be said. The damage, unfortunately, was less spectacular.
I'll try a Benny on that then.
Oh, 1 on a D12, that's quite depressing. Oh no, you get the 1 on the D10 instead. Okay, you wound it. It basically is a little. It's you knock it about a bit. It's looking a little worse for wear, but it's still standing. This Guardian removes the shaken status, so basically it gets itself back up, but it remains prone and vulnerable, and slices twice at Aki, hitting once. Those blades come down, and they're very sharp, Aki, and I'm afraid they cause a wound upon you.
I'm not having it. That was a terrible.
Okay, a 5 is good enough to soak it, so you soak the damage. That brings us to Wave.
Yeah, Wave's gonna move up here to where she's got.
Who is it who just hit me?
Yeah, she had a pace of 8, so she can get here. She's not gonna try to get past these guys. She's gonna use a shuriken.
Oh yeah, no problem at all getting to there. My word. Both dice exploded.
Who was it who just hit me?
Mark 3.
The one that's shaken.
No, he's not shaking anymore. He was stunned, but he isn't shaking anymore.
All right, okay.
Because I spent a penny.
I didn't see, but he said shaken on the thing. I was thinking maybe there was someone.
He completely did.
Someone in the vault was attacking me. I thought maybe.
No, he completely did. I forgot to spend a penny. Yep.
Didn't my shuriken just reshake him?
Your shuriken did reshake him. So yes, basically you're quite correct, Aki. I completely failed to notice the guy didn't unshake when he was unstunned. Therefore, I retrospectively spent a penny so I could hit you.
You're so mean.
Mr. Donahue, sir. You found a set of doors that look like another set of doors and absolutely aren't because... Well, actually, they could go off somewhere else, I suppose. But actually, they're windows. Looking by the reflections, they're just basically external doors to the garden. A glass by the look of things because the reflection through them. So, anyway.
I'll just take a shot at one with my silenced pistol.
Good, everyone's keeping it nice and quiet. I'm liking this. That's a hit with a raise. That's impressive stuff.
Bitch at him.
I'm happy for that too.
I'll Benny that.
Okay. Tough little so-and-sos. Yeah, I mean, your bullets are hitting them, but they're failing to find any... you're failing to hit a critical spot, as it were.
Okay.
Next round, the bad guys get a Joker, but so do you. Okay, so because of the Joker bonus, that's Mark 3 unshakes again, and although vulnerable, takes 2 more blade swipes at Aki, hitting once with a raise at least. Until the next Joker is dealt. All allies gain +2 parry and toughness. Okay, so that means your defense, Aki, is now 6 and 6. Still means you got hit twice, but you do have toughness +2, and you are... Okay. That also means, for now, Merlin. That also means Waif. That also means Queeg.
Can you add that as an effect in the combat tracker, can you?
What?
2 parry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, you just type parry +2 with square brackets?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
With no timeout, and then you just have to keep an eye on who's in your area of effects later on. Waif. Yep, so I'm now going to attack you twice.
Oh, you...
That was the one without the raise, by the way.
Ouch!
6 wounds. I think Aki's being skewered here.
Yeah, these things are quite tough, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, so Benny, a Benny can't soak 6 wounds, can it?
Well, it's 3 wounds and 3 wounds. Don't forget. And yes, a Benny can soak as many wounds.
Oh, look at that! Double 6s. How many was that? Did I soak?
So the 11 means you take 1 wound from the first 3 wounds, and then I'm assuming you're not going to try. You know what I mean? And then on the second one, you will take 2 wounds with a 6. So you'll be on 3 wounds total.
Still alive. I'll try one more bit.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't press it fast enough. I know you.
Censoring. Oh.
I'm afraid you go down. You're bleeding out. Aki is prone on the floor and bleeding out. I'm going to press this before he
Beep, beep.
Beep.
All right. With Aki on the ground, then if I sweep, I'm going to be sweeping over him, right?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Then I'll
Sweep
take
the leg.
those two.
You've got Quig, you got Aki targeted there. You got melee 4 and melee 3. There you go. That should have them targeted. Go for it. You hit them both.
I think I'll Benny that. I can do better than a 4.
Yes, you can. Yay.
There.
Mm.
Now, if I can just do that with the damage.
If you do it for the damage, then yeah, we'll be laughing. Okay. The first one's unharmed. Do you want to do the second one? And then you can decide if you want to re-roll either of them. The second one is wounded. So that's the second one takes a wound, which I do believe means each one is wounded once. So if you want to, you can. If you want to re-roll the first one again, you can do so.
Yeah, I'll do that. Would it just drop it into the damage, or?
Yeah, the easiest way to do it, to be honest, is drop a Benny into chat. Manually make sure the damage dice is, the extra damage dice is not grey and it's turned on. Just click on it and then roll the damage. It's the easiest way to do it. There are other ways, but I find that's the simplest way. Yep, that's a wound on both of them. The second one is incapacitated by that blow. Down it goes, leaving one standing and looking a little worse for wear. Oh, Waif. I assume you're moving in then? Or you've got incredibly long reach?
No, that was supposed to be the shuriken.
Okay.
Do I need to re-roll it? Because
Is your
they're
fighting
different stats. I've got a +1 on the unarmed that I don't have on the shuriken.
Well, they're still D12s, aren't they? So I'll be generous and say you rolled the same dice and you technically got a 9, but it's still a hit with a raise. Roll the damage.
Oh, hang on. I had to add a reason. I'll Benny that one time.
Okie doke. That's looking better.
Much.
That's right.
That's a nasty little car, you know?
The second one is incapacitated. Brings us to Merlin.
We took them all out totally quiet.
You did indeed.
See, guys, it can be done.
Yeah, but it took a lot of extra work.
Yeah, but you don't want to draw a lot of attention to yourself. You want to see extra work, see what comes running when gunfire erupts.
I will move over to the door and take a listen.
Okay, make a notice check.
Are you still in combat?
Technically, yes. Only because certain people have had to make a bleeding out roll every 6 seconds.
I'll just lie here and carry on bleeding.
You're doing it quite well too.
You do get to make a vigor roll.
So mean.
No, you do get to make a vigor roll if you want to spend a Betty. You have 2 Betties left. I think someone could have dealt with right. Yeah. Okay.
And Pow isn't here. He's got the one that can give other players bennies.
I know. Well, it wasn't so much that; it was just the fact that the dwarf's dead.
I was just getting a little guy. Damn it! Spent more time with Pow though.
I didn't expect that. He's dying a lot now. Maybe I could add a calendar to Discord. Ooh. I'll have a look at that later. Oh well, that was. Alas, poor Aki. We knew him fairly well. In fact, there's only one way to pay tribute to Aki, isn't there?
Lots of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting turn of events.
He's dead.
Combat's over now.
But the thing is, you're going to have to take my body with you, otherwise I'm evidence. Yeah. You can blame it all on me.
So a trauma patch wouldn't do any good.
I mean, I could. What if I was to play Here Comes the Cavalry and someone comes and rescues me?
Have you got Here Comes the Cavalry? Help arrives from a disabled source. Okay. A
medic arrives.
Can I have notice checks, please? Merlin got the best. Merlin, as you open the doors, look outside. You don't see anyone, but your eyes do. Your eyes do locate a defibrillator unit on the wall.
I will scoop up the AED and step back over and say, "Here, will this help?"
Again, you notice it's got that strange four-wand logo in the word mage check on it.
Trust me on this one. Try this.
What are you going to do? Who are you giving it to, or are you just going to try it yourself?
Oh no, this is techno stuff. I'm going to hand it to Waif. She's good with this stuff.
Okay, you give this box.
What am I supposed to do with? What am I supposed to do with this? Punch it?
Is it electronics?
It's electronic. It's a defibrillator. It's basically like a medical defibrillator. So yeah.
I have science.
I grab it out of her hands with, yay, corporate training actually being useful for something.
Yes, indeed.
Because I was also going to use my scavenger to pull out a trauma patch.
Aha! Well, yeah, fair enough. Fortunately, someone had a card. So, Aki, you obviously came to his. You are the help from source. So, yeah, yes, I mean, you might find the trauma patch useful afterwards because that'll help heal him up, won't it? So, yeah.
Well, I have trauma patches, so. Here, I'm gonna have one of my trauma patches.
He's gone. He's gone quiet again. You want to try again?
That didn't work.
It did, but you give him another shot anyway. I'm just having too much fun with the sound effects. You slap the breathing mask on him.
Trauma patch.
And you slap the trauma patch on him.
Well, a big freaking needle meant for sending steroids right to the heart.
Indeed, yeah. Okay, yeah. Trauma patch automatically heals a wound, I believe, doesn't it?
No, it removes the bleeding out.
Oh, yeah.
And it gives a +2 bonus to any more incapacitated rolls for the next
Well, excellent. Yes, the trauma patch. If you got there, if he hadn't failed his vigor roll, so the trauma patch would have saved him. So yeah, you slap the trauma patch on him. He's got 3 wounds, but you get him back on his feet. Although he does have to keep the ventilator on. I didn't think I'd get to use those. I like that. Just remembered. Hang on, I've got a defibrillator sound effect. Okay. Yep, I will allow that as a good use of Here Comes the Cavalry card, that you guys found a Mage Tech defibrillator kit. It's the only one on the market that brings people back from the dead. And they're very, very, very expensive. I suggest you leave very quickly.
I think we nick it and keep it. That's handy, Harry. Stick it in the stash.
Hey, quick!
Probably
Can you carry him, or because he's going to slow us down on his feet?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Yeah, no, I can't. Somebody else can, probably.
You said these other doors here go directly outside. We don't got to go back to the like these doors here would take us directly.
Yes, but someone will have to open them. But yes.
Oh, I'll open them. What kind of roll do you need to open them? Just
well, they're probably locked, so you'd have to use Thievery to get them unlocked.
well, I'll wait until Quig gets over here hauling Aki over his shoulder.
Did I lock? Tokens shouldn't be locked though, so you should be able to move freely. Yep. So how do I use this thing?
I don't want to go back through the main hallway if we can go directly outside. Quick deal with the door.
Just need a thievery check on it.
Please, yes. Okay, yeah, Quig, you open the doors, letting everyone be able to make an easy escape through the gardens and out of there. So everyone is able to escape from the vicinity. So I'm just
excellent.
And we never encountered the employer herself, just the bodyguards, right?
Not this evening, no. So you have escaped. Okay, I do believe you were to meet your acquaintance by Club Neon.
Fine.
So let's find Club Neon. Yeah, you were supposed to meet them in Club Neon. Ruby is probably not dancing tonight. I'm not sure, actually. Maybe she is.
Ah.
Okay.
Of course, that just means Quick's focus is undivided then.
Indeed. So I'm just... Oh, my tokens have gone because I rearranged everything, didn't I? Sorry. Okay. There we go. So let's you guys on the map. Actually, are you going straight to Club Neon, or are you going to try and take Aki to somewhere to a street dock or something first? Thinking about it.
No, we'll just leave him in the back of the van for now. He's okay.
Okay, you'll leave him in the back of the van.
This would probably go find the dock, yeah.
How's that for outside the club? Do you like it?
Put my headphones on.
But anyway, yeah. So you're going to be meeting Mr. Johnson inside the club, I believe. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot to remove. Queeb, when you get to as you step inside, you find the receptionist appears to be Ruby. Which is unusual.
I was going to explain why Quig's gone for the next 5 weeks, right?
That's true. You're inside the club now, aren't you?
He picked up some part-time work as a bouncer, protecting Ruby from the importunate jerks that come in this place.
Indeed. As Ruby sees you, she looks concerned and basically frantically beckons for you to turn around and leave. Quig goes, something's going down tonight. There's an ambush being set up. The club's basically closed for all intents and purposes.
Are they threatening you?
No, they're waiting for someone to make a drop.
Hey guys, somebody's inside waiting for people to make a drop.
Can't imagine who they're waiting for. I'm a little worried about leaving that key out here alone, though. If we're gonna
that's why I was going to take a position up outside.
Yeah, I hadn't left the van yet until they got in and scoped out whether our contact was here. Because we've probably pissed a few people off by now, and leaving him that injured, with no one there to, And after this, maybe he'll start spending more time at the dojo.
So,
does Ruby know roughly how many people are in there?
She goes, well, as far as I could tell, is there's 2 humans and 6 ogres. All the staff have been. The owner's basically been paid to let all the staff off tonight. The music's still blaring in there. Because I'm supposed to be gone by now. It's just I had a feeling I was worried it might be you guys, so I just thought I'd make sure. It's just leave now. It's safer that way.
I think you should leave now because you will be safer that way. I'm gonna have fun tonight.
She smiles sweetly at you and says, "You're a good ogre," and then walks out the place and down the stairs and away.
I yell after her, "I'm a troll."
I meant troll. Sorry. I know I called you all ogres. I meant trolls. Sorry. You know what
ogres are disgusting.
Indeed. Yes, I did mean trolls. I apologize.
We can't heal. We don't have anyone that can heal Aki then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Pow can heal me. Calling Pow.
He heals one whole wound, mate. He could spend a penny on that, can't he? There you go. 2 wounds. I'll give you that. And then he buggers off again.
Yeah, thanks, Pow.
Complaining that the rain is spoiling the cut of his suit.
Better blood.
No.
Well, I can help you now if you want that.
And give him a shot of whiskey to wake up, to take off the shaking effect.
Well, I have another regular stim patch. Will that help, or does that? Because if you use too many of them, it can screw them up. Not a trauma patch, a regular stim patch.
Would help him because that would let him ignore the wound penalty for a bit.
Stim patch, yeah, wound and fatigue modifiers for 5 minutes.
Yep. So if you shove that on him, I can put on ignore wound 1.
I will strap the stim patch on, because I stayed with him, because leaving him here alone without, so.
Is the numb power? Did the numb power make it across? No. What did they call it? They called it relief, didn't they, or something? They renamed numb, didn't they, to relief?
But after 5 minutes, he's going to have to make a vigor roll and take a wound if he fails. So, because he's had 2 patches in less than 24 hours.
He's only, yeah.
No, he hasn't had another previous stim patch. That was a trauma patch.
Trauma patch, yeah.
Okay, well, this gets him on his feet for whatever we got to get through here. And after doing that, I'm going to head up to the stairs, see that he's not, like, totally out of the game, and run up here.
Waif's a smaller sized woman, right?
Yeah, I'm only like 5'2".
I was gonna say you should probably maybe sneak around and go in through the window in the bathroom.
We're up on a higher level because we have to come up the stairs to get to the level of the club.
You want me to?
And I don't know about it where you are, but where I are, these clubs do not have windows that lead to the outside for common reasons of common decency and all that stuff.
We've been here enough. And it looks like they got it covered up or something, but I figured could maybe get it open.
I can go in and spring the trap and get a feel for how many are really in here, and you guys can follow in to clean up what I leave.
Reload if you haven't.
Good call.
I don't need to reload because I didn't manage to shoot one shot that last fight. Got chopped to pieces instead.
I didn't recover my shurikens from the other place, so I'm down some shurikens.
Aki, don't put your hand in the blender again.
Well,
indeed.
Why not, dude? If there's a banana in there, I'm not gonna, I'll have the banana.
So I'm just making it genre appropriate weather-wise.
Yeah, so Waif is going to get in out of the rain and check with Quake about what's going on, because we saw Ruby go past.
Yeah, basically,
they're
supposed to be setting up an ambush in here for some people making a delivery. So I don't see anybody coming yet, so maybe we can get the drop on them.
And maybe the ambush is for us.
The ambush is for us.
Oh, they wouldn't do that to us, would they?
Yes.
Money talks.
What Ruby say? 6 ogres and a couple of humans.
That's what she said.
I
Yeah.
mean, how hard can that be?
Yeah, we got it handled.
All
We
right,
get
since,
Ezzy back on his feet, so he should be good.
since I didn't use my scavenger,
Yep. You've still
I
got
want to. I don't think I need anything more than just a detonator would be enough to destroy the sample.
it. Okay.
Right?
Yep. Should be okay. Yeah. Well, to be honest, you don't even need a detonator. All you need to do is throw them hard enough against a hard surface. They're in glass vials.
And any exposure to air will destroy him.
So
Don't forget. Don't forget.
reason-
After 3 hours, there'll be the biological end. You know what I mean? The biological samples will die after 3 hours without being stored properly.
Yep. But detonator and a dead man switch.
Yeah. Okay. No, sounds good to me.
I think that'll be enough to, because they want that, and well, if they don't play along, that gets destroyed and rerun. Because they can possibly catch it if we throw it, but if we do detonator, it's gone. So, all right, I'm ready. I'll head in with the rest. I'll let somebody else take point and talk, but
I think Quig's taking point. I'm going to be aiming through his legs.
I'll have the dead man switch. I'll have the dead man switch and wired up and ready to go.
Okay. It looks like Quig has gone first. Quig has gone first. So Quig has entered the room.
To the room?
He's entered the club.
And Wade will be right behind him.
Sorry, don't. I won't keep it going. It's only for feeling.
Wade is going to be right behind him.
Okay.
But she's got her pistol drawn this time. She's not.
Have we entered combat?
No. As you enter the club, you look left and right. There seems to be two rather large trolls in suits standing at opposite ends of the building. But they don't. They just seem to be standing there watching you, making no move.
Are they trolls or ogres?
They would be trolls, wouldn't they? Because you're a troll. Ogres don't exist, do they? I forgot. I got my genres muddled up.
Oh, okay.
Waif's gonna move this way. She spotted the one off here by himself, so she's gonna cover him over here. She's just got her pistol on him.
Okay, so basically, Quig, as you get to there, well, actually, you're not going to really see much until you get to the end of the corridor. But basically, what will happen is when you get to the end of the corridor, you will see the contact you're expecting to meet with, Mr. Johnson, sitting astride from the table. Is the woman who introduced herself as Ms. Johnson when you met her earlier today in her mansion.
Mr. Johnson, who's Mr. Johnson again then?
Mr. Johnson's just the generic name, obviously. He's just your contact, I should say.
He's the guy who gave us the job in the first place, isn't he?
No. Mr. Johnson is the contact who's here to pick up the job because the guy who gave you the job was, I forgot his name. What was his name?
The billionaire guy, yeah.
The billionaire guy, yes.
Letosser.
Wendell Holmes, was it? I forgot his name. Encounters, first class. Dirk Jarrod. Mr. Johnson works for Dirk Jarrod. Miss Johnson is, as you now know, is actually I should change your name because it's too confusing otherwise. Miss Johnson, you now know, according to what Dirk told you, she's Mrs. Jarrod. So as you all sort of come in, the music is suddenly cuts out and the pub is silent. Not sure how well this will work, but we'll give it a go.
So, you think you could steal from me?
Helium voice.
Yeah, it doesn't work too well, does it? I'm not going to bother with it.
No, leave it. It's brilliant. Leave it.
You hired us to steal. He hired us to steal it back.
Let's try.
Just business, baby.
Just business. That's a bit better. Just business.
For us, it's just business. That's
Just
correct.
business.
Now, Lois.
Yes.
Who's that? God.
Just one of the trolls. I'm just having a bit of fun. Sorry. If I could stop laughing, it might work better. Okay, let's lock the tokens. And bodyguard number 2 advances towards Queeg. And
I dangle the Deadman switch. Nope.
well, we'll see what happens. You can certainly do that when he gets to you, but go on then. I will allow. No. Well, actually, then okay. You shout note as you get to there, do you? Let me see what I can do about that. We have to keep a straight face and try this then.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, we made preparations. You guys will play peacefully with us, or nobody gets the prize.
You see? So what you're saying is, you want to die.
Nope.
Get the impression she's not entirely sane.
You have something we want. Sorry, we have something you want. He has, pointing over at Mr. Johnson, money for the job that he pays us for. Between the two of you, we don't care.
Fine.
I didn't think it was a good
Give him the
idea.
merchandise.
Others
Give him the
decided to take
merchandise.
the money.
Let him pay you.
So here's my proposal. Mr. Johnson, you will pay us.
Mr. Johnson doesn't appear to be moving from the seat where he's sat. But, as I say,
Is he dead?
no, he looks fine.
Give him the samples. He can pay you.
She says.
What's the once he has that and what goes on between the two of you doesn't concern us. But until that time, and we have left, well, the explosive I've rigged to that sample kind of says, you want to listen to us. Because if it goes off, nobody wins. And then we'll kill a lot of people. We're good at
Wait.
that.
Or
I'm
trolls.
confused here. Mrs. Jarrett is the one that hired us to steal the sample in the first place. Is Johnson the one that... He wasn't the one that hired us to steal it back, right? Or was he?
He's the pickup
He's-
man for it.
He's the
stealing
pickup
back.
man.
Well,
He's
he's
the
the
pickup
pickup
man,
man for the rich guy.
For Mr. Jarrett,
Yeah.
yes. You're in the middle of a spousal divorce case, basically.
Yeah. Told you it was a
And
bad
the,
idea.
and the biological samples are basically what they're fighting over.
The more I'm seeing of this Jared, the more I understand why her ex don't want her bearing his child.
It's a cruel thing to say.
There's a
Well,
reason.
we grew up in
don't-
the
It
slums.
hurts.
There's a reason we don't deal with divorce. People don't deal with divorce cases. They're always a mess.
Indeed.
Does that mean we don't get to smack 'em, miss?
So, you let Mr. Johnson pass, and we give him the sample, and then the two of you can figure it out up between the two of you.
Well, you'll have to give the supplies to Mr. Johnson. I'm afraid he finds his legs don't work anymore.
I look over at Quig.
Quig's smiling. He's happy.
He also has the sample.
I thought I gave
Was he?
it to Merlin.
Wait.
Yeah.
She's got Johnson in her power. Handing it to him, we might as well just hand it to her.
So,
No. Donahue's technically right. Basically, you were hard to get the stuff and to give it to Mr. Johnson, upon which point you are paid. Therefore, if you hand it over to him, you've done everything you were hired to do. Is Donahue's line of thinking, and I know.
Yeah.
Look, technically, that's correct. So.
Yeah, well, Waif is over here and hasn't lowered her gun.
that's perfectly
That's why
fine.
she was-
Don't throw your
yeah.
gun. Be prepared to kill everybody else in this room.
Yeah.
I am. Which I should remind me, I do have my pistol out as well.
No problem at all. I'm very much approving of the whole planning ahead here. It's very nice. It's very annoying, but very nice. No, I don't know.
Craig, go ahead. Give Mr. Johnson the sample and collect our payment.
You sure you want me to do that?
Do you really want to stay in between the fight of a domestic case? Trust me, it's
No.
bad. And the more money's involved, the more vicious and the more ugly it gets.
Okay. Just for my mind, I thought you were holding the vial with the dead man switch.
No, I'm holding the detonator. You've got the vial. I'm staying back so they can't just grab me and screw this over.
Oh, okay. Then I understand.
If you go to control,
Yeah.
be at the human spectrum call.
So yeah, you walk over to Mr. Johnson. He's sitting there with a sort of almost Richter's grin on his face. The only thing that seems to be moving is his eyes as they follow you as you walk towards him.
There's something wrong with Mr. Johnson, isn't there? His legs are broken, his disability unable to walk.
I think you'll find that the payment chip will be in his breast pocket. If you place the items down and take the payment chip, then everyone can attest you delivered the job and received payment accordingly.
Yeah, I think she needs to die.
Probably.
Well, you guys can do what you want, but I think the minute you hand that over and take that chip, that they're going to open fire on all of us. I don't think they're going to.
Well, no, because Donahue's
They
still
do
got
that.
the dead man switch.
Yeah, because if they do
All right.
that,
So
boom goes the sample.
I can put the sample on the table and cover it with my hand, as
Yep.
large as it is, and basically lean on it without crushing it.
Mhm.
And I will set the broom where I can hopefully easily reach it, and with the other hand, reach inside his breast pocket for the chip.
Yep, no problem at all. Again, as I say, his eyes don't seem to follow you. They almost look pleading, but as I say, he's sitting there with this Richter's grin on his face and doesn't resist or do anything as you reach inside the breast pocket. You find the payment chip and slowly extract it carefully from the pocket. His eyes never stop looking at you as you do that.
So now you have completed your transaction.
Yep. So
we have our money, they have the vial, and it's time to party, right?
time to leave. They can have their party. So When the red light goes off, the dead man switch will be deactivated. I wouldn't leave, as there is a range limit on this, and it will automatically go off if it leaves that range. So nice doing business with you. Don't call us, we'll call you. Or something along
I'll
those
pick
lines.
up my broom and step back.
And
Okay.
we will start retreating.
Okay, your perfectly executed plan has performed almost flawlessly, except for one slight problem. Off you go, Merlin. Type you going for? Are you going for agile?
Agile. Yeah, agile.
Agile. Okay, well, I thought it was a very good plan, and I was quite prepared to let it go without any hitches at all. But someone else decided to, and up to Smart's range, unless you paid extra, didn't you? So
Yeah, I doubled it. I'm going to put where that small verse template is.
Okie dokie. As soon as I find me a nice token, I shall spawn it in there for you. And obviously, that's the character sheet for you.
We're going to play.
Well, I was prepared to let you all go, but basically summoning a hostile, a fire elemental in the middle of that may cause some panic and confusion. So at this point, as this fire elemental appears, bodyguard number 2 shrinks out in shock and surprise, and before really registering it's a fire elemental, takes a swing at it, hitting it. That doesn't seem likely. Does it? -4, this is mundane ranged attacks. That's bullets and explosions, astral perception, damage field. Okay. Spending my bennies on this. Fiery touch. -4 damage for fire-based source and +4 to hit. +2 damage affected in. Immune to cold shots, doesn't really. Sorry, I'm not sure how punching a fire elemental can incapacitate it, but anyway. You know what? I wonder if that'll work. It didn't, but anyway, maybe it's 2. Maybe we can make it 2. Anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that. It appears that he smacks at it, and Mr. Johnson just basically sits there looking all rictusy. Bodyguard number 6 hears some yelp of shock and pain and advances here, blocking the corridor as Donahue attempts to retreat. Bodyguard number 5 turns round and takes a swing at Waif. Missing. Bodyguard number 4 strides forward to the middle of the table and starts pulling at the device. Bodyguard number 3 strides forwards and basically has a punch on Queeg. Hitting. Shaking Queeg. Ms. Jared is very angry. And basically steps up, moves over to a position. She gets a good line of sight on Mr. Donahue, and starts muttering something under her breath. Doesn't get a raise, so it's a vigor roll at -2, please, Mr. Donahue, or be stunned. So you are not stunned, so you're fine. Notice how many power points. So that just all 2 power points. That's the 2 power points. And that brings I over to you, Mr. Donahue, sir.
Okay, so
It was all going well, and then someone summoned a fire elemental.
yes. Can I tell it was Merlin?
You have seen him do it before.
I have seen it do it before, but it's not something that's only he can do. And
Exactly,
I know she's
yeah.
a spellcaster.
Well, you got the impression that she hit you. She just hit you with something that basically tried to completely freeze you in place so you couldn't move, including releasing dead man switches. But you've basically either it was probably because she was surprised and shocked that you were going back on your word. She obviously miscast it or something because it didn't seem to affect you. I mean, there's a troll between you and Merlin, but Merlin, does Merlin have a look of triumph on his face at the moment?
No, Merlin just sees that he needs to start killing things.
Yeah, so it's up to you. It's really down to you whether you think it's the type of thing Merlin would do or not at this particular juncture in time where you'd executed perfectly a good plan. I think, Donahue. So you open fire. I think that's a much more sensible reaction. For the record, you could have all walked out with Donahue's plan, but anyway. Yeah, you hit the bodyguard. Roll that damage. He's advancing towards you, and you just whip up your pistol, take aim, and fire. And bodyguard barely ducks in time, and he's definitely a little perturbed at the speed and accuracy of your shot. I hit Quig. I did. I thought I just shook him, which I did. So I'm not sure why it's showing another.
I'm gonna try Bennying that.
Okay. I was going to ask about that.
You want to Benny the damage? Did you say, Donahue?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, your easiest thing to do there is probably just manually drag the damage die up because I can do that like that. We'll take whoever's better because I'm feeling generous. So we can take your 3, you can take my 10. I think you'll take me 10. So 18 points of damage puts him down. So you literally just you take aim with your pistol, a quick shot, and the guy basically drops like a stone onto the floor, bleeding out. Queeg, you. I really hate these guys. You did recover. You didn't recover your shaken. So regardless of what this roll is, you're still shaken at the moment. You can spend a Benny to unshake if you want to, but
why does it say it's removed?
Because I moved the combat tracker back up and it came back down again.
Oh.
And it got you a second roll.
I'll use my Benny for that then.
Okay, at the beginning of combat, choose one specific and identical type of extra, so that's going to be the trolls. So you're going to get plus 1d6 damage at them. I think that works. I can't remember how you do it. I'll have to look it up in Deadlands. We'll just do it manually. It's not a problem. Thinking about it, I'll remember how to do it later. Okay, so you really hate the trolls, and you're going to get an extra 1d6 against them, and you spent a Benny to unshake. Interesting. Not sure what happened there, but anyway.
Are the 3 still within range?
If you want to sweep, you will sweep all 3 from that, and not sweep the fire elemental. Yeah.
Yeah, or Mr. Johnson.
Or Mr. Johnson. Yeah.
That works.
And that one. Go for it. Get your sweep going, sir. I can't remember the effect for extra damage. There is one, but I can't remember. Okay, you hit all 3 of them. Roll that damage. Okay, so that's
Did that include the extra die 6?
I'm just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll an extra damage dice at the end of it. So that's 21 damage on the first one. Roll your second one. Tell you what, for the other 2, turn on your extra damage dice. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I
It's
could
okay.
do that.
Yeah, for the last one, just turn on the extra damage dice. I was only reason I said just in case you got the raise. So your second one you hit for 16 points of damage. For the last one, just manually turn on the extra damage dice and make that roll. Because that will do the same thing as what I was just doing. And for the third one, you're going to shake him unless you can't re-roll. So you you incapacitate one. You incapacitate the second one. And you shake the third one. Okay, that brings us to this bodyguard here who
Sure he wants to get involved with this?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just having I want to recheck that he's damage at the end of their turn. So, well, actually, in fact, the bodyguard should have. Okay, so this bodyguard is basically he's going to literally step away from. He's going to step away from the fire elemental because it hasn't engaged him yet. He's going to come down to here. So where is he? He's there. So he's going to literally come through there to about there, standing in front of Miss Johnson. And he is going to open fire the rapidly retreating people. So I'm going to have I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. He's just going to open fire with his submachine gun on full auto. Probably missing all 3 of you at that range, but no, he hits Donahue and he hits Merlin. I'm surprised. Misses Aki. Donahue, obviously,
Why didn't he hit me? There's something wrong.
Yep.
For taking too many hits today.
Did I rolled the wrong thing there. I do not know what happened there. Okay, so basically he opens fire, bullets spray all over the place, and due to the range and the rapid fire and the absolute chaos, the bullets land very close to Donahue and Merlin, but no one is actually hit. Brings us to Wave.
Reach across the bar to strike at me, but I've still got space between us, or
yeah, you do. Yeah, he's just got long arms.
yeah, well, I've had my.
He's got reach.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not missing.
Well, you are at the moment, but I know what you mean.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it could be better. Oh, well, this sucks.
You like rolling 3s today?
Yeah, this ain't my day, and then I'm going to head this way. Get out of his reach.
1 point from shaking him, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm going to head this, get out of his reach.
Okay.
That's my next move.
Okay, that brings us to Aki.
Well, I'm going to shoot her.
Right, what's Wave done to you? Tish. Okay, looks like you've fired a few times there.
It's 3 hits, isn't it? Right, okay.
Okay. Well, she's got toughness. It says she's got toughness 1, which is absolute rubbish. So I'm going to have to change that. So, okay. The first one shakes her. The second one.
Did it raise on that for one of them? It did. Oh, it did. Yeah. Okay.
It did. Yeah. The second one is going to wound her, so I'm going to soak that, which is fine, and that removes the shaking as well. And the third one shakes her. Hang on, something's very wrong with her, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
I just shot her. That's why.
No, I'm looking at her stats. She should not have toughness 5.
Well, we can kill her. She already paid us.
Yes, she has already paid you, and you have got paid. You've technically done the job for the other one as well, haven't you? That brings us to Merlin.
Okay, Merlin is going to bolt Mrs. Jared.
Okay.
I am going to up the damage, fatigue, hinder, and you know what? Let's go ahead and do lingering damage as well, just because.
Evil people.
Oh yes. Oh, and I do have to do. I have to step forward a little bit so that she's in range.
Yeah. If anyone can work out why I'm streaming in 720, not 1080, please let me know. I hate computers sometimes, and I work with them. It's so frustrating. Okay, you hit. So you hit her with a fatigue-causing, hindering, lingering damage bolt. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so that's instantly the fatigue takes effect immediately. Okay, did you up the damage as well?
I did.
Or did you? So she's going to have lingering damage of 3d4 next round. Doing 4 wounds. I don't think you needed the lingering damage, did you?
It seems whenever I cast with lingering damage, I actually roll good damage. So
it does indeed.
There's a weird symmetry going on there.
I really miss Unstoppable. I really miss Unstoppable right now. She takes 3 wounds after spending all my bennies.
It's just expending power points for good damage. That's all it is.
Indeed it is, yeah.
And then I will continue over and kind of take cover between the table and the balustrade.
You do.
And that will be my turn.
Okay, I'm afraid unfortunately for you guys, especially because it means Mrs. Jared, who I just got 2 bennies back. Because all my bad guys got bennies. Well, not both my bad guys got jokers, which means Mrs. Jared got 2 bennies straight off the bat. Hey, bodyguard number 5, he can see 3 targets, so he's going to take advantage of that. Missing all for us to suspect. No, he hits. Hit because I forgot these guys have got rock and roll. Okay, so that is a wound on Mr. Donahue. Aki's subdermal armor protects him. It looks like Waif could be in trouble. And Waif takes a nasty shot. Mr. Donahue dives down just as the last second, obviously just dives over behind those screens temporarily and avoids the bullets. Aki just stabs her and absorbs them, and Waif has got a choice of spending her last penny or taking 2 wounds.
Oh, I'll spend my last penny. Where the hell am I on the tracker?
You're way down on the 7 of clubs.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help.
It isn't really, so I'm afraid Waif basically spins around as basically, and as blood starts to course out of her side as she takes a wound, and their bodyguard that was waiting outside advances into the room, punching at Aki as he goes. Hitting.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, TPK time. Okay. Bodyguard number 3 is remaining shaken. Miss Jared is she's remaining shaken, so I'm going to spend one of her bennies to unshake. And then I'm going what am I she going to do? She is going to basically get very annoyed. You did go and hide, didn't you? So I can't get my back on you. She's actually going to be rather sensible about this and basically bug out herself. His bodyguard's going to come in and have a go at Queeg.
Did she grab the sample?
Not at this time, no.
Okay.
Mr. Donahue, sir.
Why did the lingering damage expire on her?
Because I didn't notice the lingering damage had expired and therefore didn't actually make the roll like I was supposed to. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, well, I'm going to retcon all of that. She basically collapses where she was. So I take that back. She was reaching. Okay, I'm going to have to retcon the whole thing because I forgot about the lingering damage. Thank you for reminding me. In fact, I think I diddled you there, so let's give you bennies because I nearly diddled you out of her victory. So she reaches for the samples and then slumps onto the floor in that as basically the lingering damage hits. Mr. Donahue.
Can I tell that? I'm not sure on my line of sight.
Merlin can see that she's gone down, I would say, from where he is. So it depends if he's announcing that the fact that he's taken her out single-handedly or not to anyone else.
I would probably do something like, "Ha! Take that, you wench!"
There you go, then.
What happened?
She's down.
All right, boys. You need to make a decision. Is your boss more important than your pride?
How persuasive can you be? See how persuasive you are, Mr. Donahue.
And I'm looking to see if there's anything that would... These guys aren't criminal or shady, right? Well, no, wait. They probably are.
They're shady.
Oh, that's for networking. Never mind.
Then so are you. I'm ignoring the roll, don't we? The mistress is...
Yeah. I'm going to Benny that, but that's why that did it. All right.
The mistress is down. Save the mistress.
Yeah, he needed 4. They're not that smart. Okay. You recover from being shaken. Bodyguard number 7 appears to basically... Oh, actually, you don't recover from being shaken because I forgot about your wounds and everything else. Bodyguard number 7 stops appearing to be taking a hostile act towards you.
I'm going to spend my Benny on getting rid of that shaken.
He almost seems to be indicating to leave. He's sort of just, with a move of his head, he's sort of trying to tell you to get out of here. You spend a Benny to recover anyway.
Yeah, then I'm going to walk out, yeah. Heading back to the van. With my gun, obviously, still...
That'll get you to about there, won't it? The other security guard doesn't seem to do anything either. That brings us to Queeg.
Time to go, Queeg. Quit playing with them.
These 2 ogres also appear to have basically be sort of back down from you, as it were. They're not. You know what I mean. From their body language, you can tell that if you wish to leave, they will not attack you.
I'm thinking.
Does it hurt? Hurts me when I think. Regan strides on his long legs purposefully towards the door. Merlin.
Does it look like Mr. Johnson is able to move again now that the person with the spell has dropped?
Mr. Johnson still appears to be sitting in his seat.
Okay. In which case, I am going to go down and see if I can talk to Mr. Johnson. No running or rush or anything. Just I'm walking that direction.
Okay. Waif, you definitely recover from being shaken. The crease from where the bullet narrowly, obviously caused a lot of pain, but obviously didn't do any permanent damage. The troll that shot you almost looks apologetic now.
What are we doing with the sperm? Just going to detonate it or let him have it?
No, Johnson is who paid us to deliver it. We're going to deliver it and get the hell out of here.
We did deliver
Well,
it.
No.
We did deliver it,
it.
yeah. But we still got the dead man switch on it, so.
Oh,
Yep.
we deactivate the switch. The person we were threatening is already down.
I'll
Okay.
deactivate the
Could
switch when
theoretically
we are away.
Lyle and Mr. Johnson and walk
Okay,
out.
so they're not attacking. Let's get out of here then, shall we?
Look, quit being greedy. We've gotten paid twice.
Yeah, and if this guard is going to let me pass, I'm out of here. I'm
Yeah,
already
he will let you pass. Yep.
I'm already injured, so I'm not playing around here anymore.
You get to there.
Well, actually, I can get all the
Me and Waif can both hold each other up as we escape.
Exactly. Bodyguard number 6 actually steps out of the way to
More
let you
time at
pass.
the dojo.
I think you need more time at the dojo, no? With a subdermal plating like me.
Where's bodyguard number 6?
Mr. Johnson starts basically recovering. You see him sort of shaking and looking around slightly. He sees the delivery in front of him, picks it up, and starts making his way very slowly, and ends up walking towards you. At which point I'm going to end the combat rounds because we don't need them anymore. These two security guards rush over towards the mistress.
Mistress, speak to us. What do we do, mistress?
But otherwise, the security guards are out the way. Mr. Johnson,
remember to grab his sample?
Mr. Johnson's carrying the sample. He basically he nods to you, Merlin, as he walks past you. Gets to there. From your perspective, Dorothy, Mr. Johnson's walking towards you, holding the samples.
Next time, have better security.
Says, I was under the impression these were my bodyguards. He says, and nods to you as he says, I suggest we all leave, at which point, unless anyone has any actions they wish to continue, I suggest you
Get Keaton and Wafer out of here to go find a handy street dock, since our only guy who...
Yeah, we're heavily wounded. We
A
need
little bit longer on
assistance.
Merlin. If he doesn't start getting his ass out, I'm leaving him behind.
Yeah, Merlin will go. If Mr. Johnson's able to move again, I will get up and go.
Okay. One day I'll put the lines on this one. It's a nice map. Okay, well, congratulations. You have successfully managed to get yourselves paid twice for the same job. I think that
I look over at
deserves...
Mr. Johnson is like, I turn around,
Yes.
punch in the code to turn off the dead man switch.
Okay.
It's like, if you want this, I'll pay you. You can pay me for it.
And Mr. Johnson's already probably walked out of range of the dead man switch anyway, but yeah, I get it. I like that. I'm going to have to give you a penny for that. Oh, I just caused a console error there, didn't I? Interesting. I don't know what I did. But anyway. You find a street dog and you patch yourselves up. And you got an advance because I'm very impressed by the ingenuity of stealing the same item twice in a row. So you steal it from the person who then asks you to steal it back. The real question is, will you steal it back again? I'll be enough money.
Knowing that it's in a domestic dispute, no. I am greedy, but I am not that stupid to get involved in that again. But I do have an idea on what I want to do next.
Oh, what do you want to do next?
Well, I want to buy a share, part ownership in Club Neon since we keep coming here so often. I can access the security systems and such.
Okay, guys, I picked up an edge. So long as you are within 16 inches of me, all hostile powers targeting you suffer a -2.
Wow.
Oh,
Just
so I'm
to
going
keep
to be your
things
personal
interesting.
bodyguard now.
Wow, that's impressive. Oh, I've seen a typo though.
Oh, I'm a veteran. Oh.
I've seen a typo. Dispel. It was marked up to make it italics, but of course that doesn't work. That's quite nice. You'll have definitely. Okay, let's just for effect. Let's put mine in on the map. So pretty much on your average map, pretty much anywhere on the map, Merlin. Look at that.
Pretty much.
It's quite a scarily good power. Well, I need to make sure. I think I've got some more nightclub maps now, so I can you don't have to keep going to Club Neon. Okay. Well, maybe it is the only nightclub I've got loaded up. Excuse me. Annoying tickly cough today. No, it's not COVID. Has everyone else worked out what they're doing for their upgrades?
No, I haven't.
Do you not have it planned out on your advanced tab?
Strangely enough, no. You know, I'm new to this game. I'm still figuring it out.
You're the one who told me about the advanced tab.
Or the extension.
There. Yes.
Yeah, I know. But well, that's not my fault. Just because I know it said doesn't mean I know how to use it.
Yeah, Waif just picked up Fleet Freerunner.
Okay, everyone's getting fast. Well, some people are still planning on their next upgrades then. We shall continue. But obviously, you're back to good old 64th Street Ramen. Actually, only missing 5 weeks means you only missed two sessions. Thinking about it, Quiggs, it's not the end of the world, actually. Fortunately.
Yep.
As you say, we'll just have you guarding here. So,
Or working part-time as bouncer at the club so you can stay close to Ruby.
Yeah, obviously that might be where he is for the next couple of weeks, especially if Mr. Donahue's planning on buying shares in Club Neon. Sorry, buying out Club Neon. That could become your new base, you know. But, so, it's been a quiet couple of weeks since the last job. Obviously, it's taking you a bit longer than usual to pay off your to sort of spend most of your extra income you got from the last two jobs. As you can imagine, your street credibility has gone up even more. In the meantime, the news still seems to be every so often going on about sort of more police being sent all over the city in wild goose chases to find the missing Arasaki grandson, CEO's grandson. But the story's getting less and less traction as it's getting older and older now. But there are some people that still follow it with interest. But things seem quite quiet at the moment. Business is quiet. Things seem to be quietening down. Corporate wars seem to have been dying down lately. There doesn't seem to be so much corporate espionage here and there. But, you know.
Yeah, I will end up investing in Club Neon, taking the filthy rich edge.
Yep, certainly. You basically are now the owner of Club Neon, probably through a number of transferable and deniable and untraceable holding companies. But yeah, you definitely. Yeah, sorry, you're probably in this profit sharing of it anyway.
And then I'll end up also
increase my fighting and my notice. There you go.
Oh, so you finally take Waif up on her suggestion and spend some time in the dojo.
Went to the gym, yeah, and while I was at the gym, I also become more aware of my surroundings thanks to meditation.
Very good. Well, there we go. No, that makes perfect sense. That's a good one.
And Master Zhang gives you a discount because you're a friend of mine.
Oh, thanks very much.
So that just leaves. What's Queeg thinking of taking?
I'm not sure yet.
That's absolutely fine.
I'm wondering if I should get rid of the thin-skinned hindrance, just because I am learning to cope better with my friends.
You know, that does make sense. I would say that's a good. That's a good. Yeah, I'd allow that.
All right.
I need to remove the Nerves of Steel edge I put on Aki because he isn't getting the effects of that card the stim patch anymore. Yeah, so certainly take away the thin-skinned hindrance as you advance, because as you say, you've spent enough time with other people to get used to them. So yeah. Well, there we go. Obviously, having basically you. First thing that happens like at the beginning of the week is you'll get all of you get VIP passes to Club Neon, which basically means that you can access it on the exclusive VIP nights, and also have access to pre-book the dance the dance areas, as it were.
Well, and then that, it just extends Quig's, because Quig is already here protecting Mr. Nakasuni, but if we realize that Donahue is the investor here and that we're now have a connection to the club, he'll extend out that protection, I'm sure, especially because Ruby's there.
Well, exactly, yes. Sounds like a very reasonable and heroic thing for a nice young troll like Quig to do, isn't it? Make sure that Ruby stays safe.
We got you said we had like a week of downtime?
a couple of weeks downtime since the last adventure, so you definitely got time to all heal up and everything, as it were.
Okay, good. I can upgrade my deck then.
You certainly can. You're going to have to go through and start. This one.
Did we get another logistic point with that advance?
Yes, you
We
do.
got 2
Should be
logistic
2 since
points
we hit
with that
veteran.
advance. Yeah.
Or if you hit veteran.
If that was your 8th advance, so you've hit veteran, then you actually got 2.
Okay, and I don't know, they changed the character sheet. My little list of where I had committed LP has kind of disappeared.
Yes, the currency changed. No, it's still showing there. LP committed 3.5, unless you've retyped it.
Yeah, but no, there should be more than that, and it's not letting me go past the first line.
It's got. Yeah, it's because he updated the character sheets.
So
give
I'll
6
have
points
to-
of currency. That's well, don't forget you guys did find that out the hard way, because I don't know how many gold pieces or gold pieces some of you lost there on your character sheets.
Quite a few.
Probably. I suppose what I could do, in theory, I could go back through the whole adventure, work out what you've got there, but then you've bought stuff, so I'll just possibly be nice and give you some extra.
Which has a cost of 1.
We're all loaded, I think, aren't we?
So 1.
No, in Pathfinder, they
2.
just depending on what money they got first. Some of the characters, every time they were getting gold pieces, they weren't actually getting them because they were the 4th currency on their character sheet. So
Most of what Wave takes as far as credits go, she hands over to Master Zhang, because they raised her for 18 years and put out quite a lot of money trying to track down her parents if it could be done.
Yeah. So as I say, what I'm trying to say is it's really down to you. Let's say you either wait for someone to find a job, or if there's any particular investments or anything you want to do, that's fine. Or if you just want to put the word out, you're looking for a job, we'll see what comes your way. What I'm trying to say is if there's any particular side projects you want to do, now's the perfect time to do them. Otherwise, I'll have to find you another job.
I
Try to give you some sandbox options.
I was going to spend some logistic points during downtime to ask Donahue about, while Master Zhang had expended all his resources to the max that he could, if there was any way that he could possibly find to help me track down who my parents, if they're alive, who they were.
Oh, yes, that's a good point. I do have to come up with an idea for that one, but yes, certainly. Yeah, Mr. Donahue can most certainly, I'm sure, if he's willing to help you there, invest some time and energy into that.
So I told him I'd pay him what, 1 logistic point so he can augment whatever he needs to help with
Well,
that.
I mean, you get them back, as it were, but yeah, I know what you mean. You can obviously lend him equipment if he needs it to help, but yes, certainly. Right. That's a good point. I'd forgotten about your background. I did mean to do something about that.
That's okay. It's not urgent this week.
I'll be spending time doing research, so sure. Because I'm going to be looking in on doing my one thing of being vengeful.
And you've still got your Guardian robot. I'd forgotten you'd reprogrammed that.
Plant points looks a bit funky on the cyberware tab. The I is missing and the S is missing.
I think it's. Is that you got? That's probably the font.
Maybe.
What one are you looking for? What one are you looking at?
Cyberware implant points on my screen. You can't see the I of implants or the S of implants or S of points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about now.
Yes. Oh, it's probably because the fonts. Well, basically, because I've changed what I've done in an attempt to make the text more readable. I've changed the font that Unity is using, and obviously this new font's bigger, which is why I picked it. But therefore, the column widths aren't exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a quirk of using the font. But now I know that the reason my text is funky is not the font; it's because my bloody stream is. I'm streaming at 720p instead of 1080p. That's why the text is
using
unreadable.
that silly Streamlabs OBS instead of just OBS.
I also just realised I'm wearing a very stripy t-shirt today, which is causing some really interesting effects on the camera.
Groovy.
Groovy.
Yeah, man.
Or as we like to say in Troll.
Is that just a filter you've got a button for, or what?
Yeah, I've got a button for it. It's voice mod. I basically turn on. I've just got a button on my Stream Deck, so when I hold it down, it plays the effect. So it makes it easy because then I actually constantly have to press it to actually hear it. But in the meantime, that does remind me. Mr. Donahue's doing some research. I've got a sound effect. Yeah, are you ready? Cool. So anyway, Mr. Donahue.
The music from A Beautiful Mind starts playing. Yeah.
So Mr. Donahue is going through the net. Oh, there you go. Look at that. You get basically one of your numerous sort of expendable mailboxes gets a ping. Yeah, non-traceable ones. There appears to be there appears to be a link in there, a web link.
Toss it on a burner deck phone kind of thing.
Yep.
See what it is.
Basically, as you activate it. It seems to take you to a website, and there doesn't appear to be anything there. It just appears to be a server. There doesn't appear to be it doesn't seem to have any links going out to anywhere else. It just seems to be an individual node sitting on a server. And the most disturbing thing about it is when you're looking, it takes you a couple of minutes for you to searching through the visible generation code. When you've noticed that there's a obscure. I can't say it now. Obscure. Yeah, I can't do it now. Obfuscated script. Still can't pronounce it. It's stupid. I use the word all the time, and today I just can't say it. And basically, you suddenly realise that it's using an encryption code that you've used before, and therefore you realise you can decrypt it quite easily.
Okay.
But other people wouldn't. Other people would probably have to spend a fair bit of time on it. But it's just one of the first scripts decrypt
one of mine.
Scripts you try. Yeah, it's exactly one of yours. And basically, as you open that up, that appears to be a doorway that basically only you could have opened. And you find yourself floating in a virtual environment with just lines of data whizzing past in proper 1980s Tron style. And there appears to be an avatar floating in the room with you. Doesn't seem to have reacted to your entry yet.
I'll study it, look around, start preparing defenses.
I wouldn't worry. I mean you no harm. Yet.
All right.
You've been very busy, haven't you? Covering tracks, keeping things quiet.
Feedback.
You've been.
Sorry?
Feedback from the peanut gallery. You sound just like a Cylon.
That last little bit didn't come through clear.
Trying to hide where you've been.
That's just standard.
Indeed. Shame you weren't completely thorough.
What was the last word?
Alright.
You left a trail. Well, at least one I could follow.
You receive another message in your inbox.
Okay.
It appears to be a DNA sample.
Okay. I'm assuming a record of a DNA.
Yeah, record of DNA sample. In fact, actually, when you analyse it further, it appears to be more than one DNA sample.
A what?
More than one DNA sample seems to be attached. They appears also for handy identification purposes. Someone has gone to the trouble of actually highlighting the individual samples and placing names next to each one of them. The first sample is basically labelled Donahue. The next sample is labelled Aki. The next sample is labelled Waif. And the fourth sample is just labelled Mr. Arasaki. You recognise it as the grandson who you left somewhere.
As you can see, I know what happened to Mr. Big. You will pay me quite a lot of money to keep this quiet, won't you?
No.
Well, unless you jacked in, you can't answer that one. This is obviously Mr. Donahue himself.
Of course, I have got multiple copies stored in numerous places, and at any time I can release them. Maybe the police, but I think it might be more fun to send it to the CEO of Arasaki Megacorp, don't you think?
Oh god, that one's going to go and bite us on the arse now.
Blackmail. That's not the most lucrative of businesses.
I'm still learning. But it is fun.
Business to get into.
You humans are also strange. It's such a weird experience. I'll be in touch.
I'd suggest doing a bit of research on how blackmail ends. It tends to go badly.
I'd need to have a body for that to go badly, wouldn't I?
No. No, you don't.
I could see that you're not
I'm willing to work with you.
You're not receiving this too well. I think maybe we need to set an example. I think if you watch the news in the next hour or so, you might think something interesting. I suggest you try Channel 27. Good day.
The line goes dead.
I send an alert to everybody else that we got a problem. And I got what? Streetwise? Investigating. Blah, blah, blah. see if I can find out what is supposed to be going on with Channel 27.
Certainly. At the same time, what you find is that basically the website seems to be being sort of deleted, as it were, obviously taken down. It was obviously served its purpose. Make a hacking roll.
I'll Benny that.
As I say, the website going down very fast as you're sort of basically looking through the log files and everything else. You do come across some identifiers that seem to basically seem to be coded with obviously whatever the website was put up with. It does seem to leave some trace identifiers left. The most intriguing thing about it is it would appear that the website was created and the ID, the user ID for the website was a MrBig.exe. That's all you get. In the meantime, however, it appears that Channel 27 had got a tip-off, and they're basically setting up outside an apartment block because apparently there's some indication that some information has been recovered by the police that seems to indicate that someone living in this apartment block has information leading to the whereabouts of the missing grandson. And, as they cut live, what you see is basically the big city police are all cordoning off the area, moving everyone back, and that they've got a SWAT team ready to go. And then as the camera picks it up, what appears to be happening is that just at the second where the SWAT team's about to go in, they suddenly seem to be taking off their armor and packing up, and they get back into their vehicle and drive off, leaving the police and the press looking very confused until a few seconds later when some completely black combat assault aircraft, hovercraft, land right in front of the building, and incredibly armored, in incredibly impressive equipment, groups of military-grade equipment soldiers step out of the building, out of the aircraft. Each one of them having the Arasaki logo emblazoned on their pauldrons on their shoulders, and they stomp into the building. And there's then basically gunfire starts being emitted from the building, and it seems to be going floor by floor. It looks like they're literally just kicking down every door and opening fire without any care or worry or for any well-being or anything like that. And ultimately, after about 5 minutes, they come out dragging someone between them, and looks in a very bad way. But they haul the elf into the back of the vehicle, and off it goes.
Do I recognize the elf?
I don't think you would, but some of the others may do. As you see Twixie being carried off by the Arasaki guys.
Wait, Twixie, wasn't he one of ours?
He was. He was your hacker who vanished one day.
Well, we need to go get him before they get him to the Arasaki people.
Well, the odds are as I say, and then what comes across the Channel 27 is these were the events that took place earlier today that we weren't. Arasaki put a block order on that we couldn't report until this time, by which case the information would have been done. We go live now to Arasaki, where judgment has taken place in their corporate headquarters on the crimes against corporate law, and basically it just cuts. Basically, the camera cuts, and what you find is you find themselves in an Arasaki compound, and you notice Twixie seems to be standing there with a couple of other individuals you don't recognise against the wall. There's a disturbing number of bullet holes in the wall behind them. And then all you hear is aim, fire, and then the screen goes black. A message pops up on your screen, Mr. Donahue, and says, 1 down, 7 to go.
Okay. I look at the rest of the party and it's like,
Okay. Things are going to
Dick-
get interesting now, are they?
not sure who that is, but we got a
Yeah,
dead
things are
man.
going to get
who's
real
threat-
interesting.
He's a dead man that can identify most of us. He was one of our team and just kind of disappeared because
No, I'm talking about the return of Mr. Big EXE. Who is wanting to blackmail us for quite a lot of money, and threatening to reveal that they collected genetic samples from where Mr. Big died. And who else was there? Which is of great interest to certain people in the city who we don't want to find out.
Okay. It's time to reload.
So, pardon me. I'm just looking for something here.
Going over that file, does it seem to be real or fake?
What file? Sorry.
The file with the genetic samples.
Well, you could probably yes. Does it appear to be real or fake? That's a very good question. As far as you can tell, it looks quite legitimate.
Okay.
So I'm just having a. As I say, it seems quite legit and perfectly. The appears that it was. What it appears is basically speaking as what they've done is they've matched up. Well, it just appears to have taken place at a nearby medical lab, as far as you can tell. They appears to have just been provided some DNA samples and some other DNA samples, and they're just testing that they're matching the DNA samples together, if that makes sense. So someone's obviously got. So what's happened there is it looks. What the report shows is basically that the 4 DNA samples they received matched the 4 DNA samples that were provided to them to compare to. Doesn't look like they know whose samples were what, if that makes sense. Just that they appear to be matching, and then someone else seems to have revealed to you who each of the samples were. But maybe As I say, there may be some more information inside the medical lab, I suspect, of possibly where it came from. But as I say, as far as you can tell, it looks unfortunately rather depressingly accurate.
So they have not provided. All they have provided is these DNA samples match these DNA samples,
Yes.
but no evidence of these samples were found, about the information behind where the samples were found.
No, it looks like whoever sent them to check whether the samples matched didn't provide that information. Obviously, they kept that for themselves. So the medical lab doesn't know what they were checking. However, of course, I suppose there could be a problem in the fact sooner or later someone at the med lab may pick up on the fact that one of the samples they were given to check against is of high interest to certain well-paying corporations. So there might be a case for. So it might be prudent to
go to the medical lab and deal with it.
Tidy up.
I'll look at the others and it's like, well, right now the only lead we got is that medical lab.
Silence is deafening.
Yeah.
I think they've all nodded off, or I've scared them into inactivity.
No, I was just looking at what weapons to get so I can start killing stuff.
Yeah, I was adjusting my.
And I've
my
also got a
stat.
head for hills any minute.
That's okay.
Especially since I want to commit. I'm trying to decide if I want to commit 2 or 3 of my logistic points to setting up basically a fail-safe around my residence. Both magical and mundane, that if somebody comes in, I can just flip a switch or whatever and have the entire place blow up. I do not want to be captured by these guys. I would rather die first.
Okie dokie. You have to find me a good map for your residence then.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find one to create, either maker or find.
Oh,
So
cool!
I'm
Love it.
working
No,
on
that's
that.
absolutely cool. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I might do that as well. Good idea.
I'm going to spend my time trying to make sure that a Master Zhang and Madam Zhang are protected. That would where I'd put my effort. But also, Master Zhang has connections with the Chinese corporation.
Yep.
So he may be able to provide, and I will take the story to him and see if his connections are going to be able to help us going forward. I mean, maybe they can get in there and undo this. They have more resources than we do.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that was somebody else.
Sorry, I am just the fun and games of GMing on the fly. I wasn't too sure exactly how or far we'd get today, so not complaining, just having fun. Yeah.
You know us, we're never going to do what you expect us to.
That's absolutely fine.
Now, did I make any progress on investigating my vengeance or Wave's history?
You're going to have to remind your background's missing from your notes, so I'm going to have to dig that one out, and I will let you. Oh, there you are. Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Yes. Came across. Yes. No. That's absolutely fine.
Right, I've got to go. Thanks
thanks very much.
game.
See you later.
I'll See you next time. See you later.
See
Bye-bye.
you soon. Take care.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Projects to see can't attempt anything and cover up with a vehicle crash. Anything. Okay. Yes. Yes, indeed. So, what happens is, yes. So basically, what you find is it's been buried quite deeply and took you longer than you expected to find, but you do finally find some information that that indicates that for some reason Waif's parents were involved with Project Stormcloud, which is a bit disconcerting because that is a name you recognise. And it would appear that they were working on the same project as yourself just 5 years earlier. And they reported to the same person as you. The same one that you had some problems with. Is what I'm trying to get at. So you suspect that the same that you may that unlike you, which was an unsuccessful attempt, so everything indicates thus far that this particular attempt was successful. I'm afraid.
Okay.
How you want to explain that one to Waif is entirely up to you, information-wise.
What company? What have you did? Do we know what company it was for? Or is that still
Well, I'm gonna. It's gonna. I think for the sake of interesting fun, now I'm going to say this that obviously you must have known once because you worked for them. But that I'm going to say that's going to be an interesting byproduct of the crash. That makes sense. It's also basically the company that all the company names appear to be just shell companies, and you haven't been able to trace back who you really work for. Is what I will say, as it were. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Doesn't mean so. At this time, I'll say that's as far as you've got, which is more than Wave's ever got before. Sorry, I am not sure how clear that came across. I'm drawing maps at this. Well, not drawing maps. I'm doing.
So then, what he found is there was a successful assassination against her parents.
Oh no, not just your parents. They decided to wipe that project clean, and they got everybody. As far as I can tell, they got everybody but me. Or if anybody else survived, they've buried themselves as deep as I have.
The point the interesting point here, of course, is it appears to be this was when it was done to you, Donahue, wasn't the first time that they wiped it clean. Is what I'm trying to get at. It appears that her parents were in a previous wiping clean. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like it's happened more than once.
But that's some relief to Waif, because that answers the question of why her parents left her. That bothered her more than the fact that they were gone or who she was. Did they abandon her because they didn't want her? Did something happen to them and she somehow, managed to wander off without getting caught in it? Or because she knows nothing about herself except Master Zhang found her wandering in the slums when she was about 3 years old. She had no memory of how she got there. She has vague memories of parents, but it's always bothered her that they might have just dumped her.
Yeah. No. So the information so far, the information appears to indicate that they were involved in a project that has been cleaned, had a corporate cleanup executed it. Whether that, I mean, but that's all Mr. Donahue's got out of it, and it's only basically every time it seems to this word storm. He found it because its storm cloud came up, which is how he noticed it. But it doesn't necessarily whether that's related or not, or it's just an interesting coincidence. It's too early to say. But yeah, so either they've been cleared up by some corporate clear up, or like Donahue has, they managed to escape it and are in hiding at this time. But I'm sure with some more time and effort and some more information and a little more time for me to plan out some backstory, we can get you some more information. But I think that's enough to be going on with. In the meantime, sorry.
That answered her biggest question.
Yeah, I'm going to change what I've just done there because yeah, okay. Right. So, in the meantime, the companies basically calls themselves the Med Lab. So you got their address, as it were, and you've got their opening hours, and you know that basically in the evenings they're not a 24-hour operation. They just work normal work hours, so therefore you can sort of pay them a nighttime visit, as it were.
Okay. Well, you should probably do that.
I could find that map I used before, but it's long gone. Okay, so it looks like it's just going to be a standard break and enter from an equipment perspective, and obviously you deduce that what you really need is a small group of experts to go in rather than the entire full squad. That's why there's only the 4 of you, with the others on backup in case they turn up next week. week after next week, I should say. It's a fairly uneventful journey out of the suburbs of the city to reach the spot, and once you get there, it basically seems to be just a single security guard and a chain link fence around a perimeter. A sort of square half-mile chain link fence perimeter with a building in the centre of it, and a sort of clear area with patrols wandering around from time to time. But as far as you can tell at the moment, it just appears to be a single security guard sitting in his little cubby hole by the main entrance. Well, the only entrance as far as you can tell. I'm making a map, but I don't think it'll work very well. So what's your plan? So I say it might take me a while to make a map, so if you've got a cunning plan, now's the time to execute it.
You want to get in here, why? To get the records that before they can pass them on, or to...
Or they can pass them on, as well as try to find out who sent them, like and it's probably not going to be that helpful, but try to backtrack the source of the samples.
You know what? I'm not even going to try and be clever. Let's enter drawing mode. So, can you drawing mode? Drawing mode. So, can I draw? Oh, of course, it's painting these days, isn't it? I can just paint. I was hoping I could do lines. Oh well. All this lovely arty stuff, and I still can't do it. Okay, so from your perspective, and as I say, you're gonna be awed by the awesomeness of this map. I mean, the level of detail is just amazing. I've blown you away there, haven't I? You're just in awe.
I don't even know if I want to put my token on that just to, make it.
Did you get to spoil it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. I decided rather than trying to be clever.
Truthfully, it looks like something Quig would draw. Yeah.
I'm not offended by that, for the record. So basically, what we have here is obviously you've got a road coming in, you've got a electrified chain link fence, as it were, perimeter, and then obviously I realised I drew the fence, and so this is actually there's obviously part of the fence really, but you've got a security. Actually, logically, they should be outside the building. So let me. Anyway, for all intents and purposes,
no, he may be inside the gate. He's behind the gate, and you have to step out of your vehicle to present your credentials.
Yep. No, I like that. That sounds very good. Definitely so. And obviously, you can guess. I'm sure you can guess already what he's going to look like, because he's just going to be a good old-fashioned orc security guard. Where is he? Just doing his job, guarding the place. There he is. Well, that's interesting. It's because that's interesting. Oh, did I put him on the? Oh, no. Do I create? Do I? Oh, I've not done this before. Do I create a?
I think you draw over, at a higher level. I don't know if you can move that though.
Yeah, I'm just wondering that. Let's put him. Let's see if I can change layers, and then put him on that layer so he's on top of it. No, it would appear that drawings go over tokens. That's interesting. I did not know that. Interesting. Did not know that happened. Anyway, so it's just an orc security guard inside his little cabin, as far as you can tell. Obviously, Bueller is off repairing his drone, so unfortunately, he didn't get to. You're unable to do an aerial reconnaissance of the area. You are obviously just off the edge. Well, actually, we can zoom out as much as we like. You can be as far off the map as you want. In a vehicle or on foot at this point, it's up to you.
Can Wave do a on-the-spot delivery?
Certainly could.
Get the gate open and maybe dispatch the guard, and then we can just waltz into the building. That's a quick plan, by the way.
Yeah. Seems reasonable. I'm just curious if a nice curvy road that suddenly gets narrower in line type. But there you go. So there's the road. Is Joel's going to? It's all gone very quiet. I'm paranoid when it goes really quiet. Is anybody out
hear
there?
you.
Out the infiltration expert.
That Waif would be with Donahue if he needs her, because some of this information he's been very helpful with, so it just upped his loyalty points with her.
I mean, the best bet would probably just be letting Waif do the whole sleep patch thing on him.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
Sounds good to me. I'm not disagreeing with that. It was just complete lack of reaction from Waif that left me. Ooh.
We've spent part of it. Okay, are we going to approach in person, or are you going to hack remotely? Because if we're going to see him, I'm going to come up in my courier uniform on my scooter
in person, because we need to make sure the samples are
with the package, and while I'm arguing with him about delivering the package, that's going to be the opportunity to slap him with a sleep patch.
Sounds good. I'm not sure if putting some decently drawn trees on has improved the map or just made it look. I don't know. Right. Yeah, so no problem at all. You can just. Oh, look at that! That's a lovely selection of trees in here. I have to be honest. Anyway, so yeah, you could just drive up and cause. Well, yeah, by all means, just drive up. It's not a problem.
Yeah, just ride up on my scooter in front of a gate like every courier would, and tell the guard I have a package for delivery. He needs to let me through.
Oops. I don't have an old voice. I didn't know about any packages being delivered this time of night. Most unusual.
Well, I get a lot of packages delivered at all kinds of unusual times. The package says to deliver it directly to the facility, not to hand it off to just any random guard, so.
Oh, well, you must be using the secure drop-off point. Right, just come over here and enter your personal ID code, and I'll let you in. And basically,
I will. I'll step up
with the handheld.
I will, and when he reaches close to me,
yep,
I will. When he's close enough, I'll step around behind him and hit him with the sleep patch. So that would require what?
Let's make it an athletics roll off to see if you basically successfully slap it on him without him noticing. Oh, I thought that was going to be a 12 for a second. You want to Benny that?
Sure.
Can't necessarily see what you got, can you? That looks a bit better. He doesn't get a reroll, so I'm not. The second roll doesn't apply. You got an 11 to his 7. He is shaken and basically, asleep. Down he goes.
Then I'll signal to, I'll communicate to the others. Okay, the guard's down. Gates open.
Okay.
Hey, the guard's down and the gates open, so that gets you to the facility, which I shall place you by the facility, and hopefully now that lets me do what I've been trying to do.
And while they're approaching, I'm gonna tie the guard up and gag him and drag him back into his guard shack. I'm not leaving a body laying out here like a flag.
Fair enough. Why is that not working? Yeah. Okay, now I'm getting quite paranoid. Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. Hey. Yeah, okay. Now you guys are going to be sort of in a sea of black with the. Okay. I know you guys are technically outside, but it's a sea of black because you're outside. No, if I put an ambient light on that might do it. I want, wouldn't it? Ambient lighting dusk. And it still doesn't do it, probably because of Linus, because I haven't done. No, that doesn't do anything, does it? Because you're outside the area of the map. But basically speaking, there is a door that you can't probably see at the moment because of where you guys are. But it is locked, and you will need to open it. You can either use it's an electronic lock, but you could use thievery or electronics to get the door open.
We don't know how to work that one.
Tell me, please don't tell me Aki's the only one with electronics. No, Donohue's got electronics. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So basically, the door opens, enabling you, and I will just move you just slightly inside, enabling you to step inside the lab. There seems to be this really impressive-looking bit of machinery glowing up there. There appears to be a door there, and obviously the lab seems to continue round the corner.
Look for computer or something like that. Computer systems.
Waif will stay near the door in case anybody decides to interrupt us.
Apart from the hub of machinery and the work, the sound of air
that
conditioning, it seems quiet. This seems to be a sort of pure machinery area, and you can see sort of load of displays and what looks like a control console just up there, but it doesn't look like it's a normal computer. You're not sure what this does. You have it could actually be some sort of reactor for the whole building. You're not entirely sure. It's a bit disconcerting that the first thing you walk into is this really large sort of neon pink glowing machine. It's almost silent. Other than that, there doesn't appear to be anyone in here. I did the walls a little too well, didn't I? You can't see the edges of them, but not. I'll learn. As I say, that appears to be a console to control the whatever that machinery is. It shows that it's currently running at 50%. Behind you, there appear to be numerous other machineries that seem to be testing different samples. You can see them all spinning around, and they appear to be completely automated.
I try and does this seem to be like a test machine or something like that, or?
This appears to be the console for this large pink glowy thing. It definitely seems to be like the reactor for the whole building, providing power to everything.
Okay.
Merlin wants to check out this. From this angle, it looks like a bank of monitors. I'm sure that's not what it is, but Merlin wants to check it out.
I would say, actually, it's a bunch of servers with sort of screen displays. I'm going to decide. It does look like a bank of monitors, doesn't it? But I'm going to say it's a server rack with screen displays, sort of with outputs displaying what the current status of each of the servers. It's all that high-tech computery stuff, I'm afraid, Mr. Merlin, sir.
Right. No, that's fine.
All right, I'll head over there if that's where the computers are and such. And I'll walk around accessing them.
Okay. There does appear, Berlin, there's a door just in front of you. It has a sort of ID card reader on it. Same with Queeg, you're in front of another door with an ID card reader in front of it. The servers appear to be, again, they seem to be controlling the various experiments and the power levels. They seem to be directly connected into that main console on the other side, and they seem to be controlling all the laboratory equipment. It seems each of those displays is showing the current status of the equipment and recording the data for them. They don't appear to be a network system. It appears each one's a dedicated box to some piece of testing apparatus.
But they just run it. They don't actually have logs or anything, information like that on them.
What it appears is each of them appears to have a area for a removable drive, and it looks like from what you think is they basically sit there, run their tests, and then a data drive's inserted into a slot. All the logs are downloaded onto that slot, which then sort of clears all data off the server, so it's clean and ready for the next run, if that makes sense. So your interpretation is this is probably these are probably the servers that did store the information that held, held the information originally, but you need to get to you'll need to get to wherever there'll be a main console somewhere that basically can access the archival storage. You suspect, basically, that behind one of the two locked doors are probably all the servers, and behind the other locked door, so you suspect one of them is going to be the server area, in sort of ideal, pristine offices, and the other conditions rather, and the other one's probably going to be where the technicians house. And given by the place this is very automated, you get the impression there's probably not a lot of this whole place could probably be run by a couple of people due to the high levels of automation.
All right, I'll head over to that one and try to jimmy the lock.
Yep. Okay. What happens there is you're able to access the security door, and basically unlocks, revealing what appears to be, in some ways, a disturbing sort of airlock-like system. But you suspect it possibly is in the event of containment failure from the reactor or something, and therefore extra protection, you suspect this might be an escape access, and obviously double airlock to protect everyone. But at the same time, who knows? As I say, Queeg, the door down by you appears to be quite secure as well, and Wave's still by the doorway. What do you wish to do? So I say there's another door at the other end of that short corridor as well, from your perspective, with another access reader on it.
Okay.
And from what you're looking at, that console there is basically showing you that everything's stable and within healthy bounds and under no cause for concern. Okay, you open the other door, revealing. I know that shows a corridor there, but for all intents and purposes, that's an escape tunnel. Shows you what appears to be a lab area. It appears to have two sort of workstations, and then a desk area. Well, numerous little workstations, coffee machines, and stuff around the edge. It looks like one dedicated workstation, and the other two appear to be sort of like result screens or analysis systems. You're not entirely sure how it works, but you can see a screen and keyboard on the third, the furthest desk from where you currently stand.
Okay. I'll go get the other door so they can check out that while I hack the computers, I guess.
Okay. Okay, this door opens. It does not lead to what you originally expected to find in here, which would have been a server room. Maybe the actual data is stored off-site, which would make sense, but obviously you can still access it from here. this room appears to basically is basically like got a layer of mist filling the place, and it's cold, very cold, and you in there, and it looks obviously like it's some sort of storage for medical samples. It would appear directly opposite is another door similar. Probably these are vaults of sort of medical storage vaults or something going on. You don't know how deep in underground, but probably nothing to worry about.
I'll tell him to keep an eye on it, and then I'll head back to that. Try and find the information we're looking for.
You said that these were experimentation tables or something like that?
Yes, yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. Can I identify anything that's on there as to what they're experimenting with?
When I say experimental tables, it's how it seems to be that they basically seems to be ways of controlling the experiments being done in the other room, if that makes sense.
Okay.
They basically, so if I borrow you a second to drag you back, so you've got these four, because two to the north and two to the south, these appear to be some sort of completely automated test systems, if that makes sense. Self-isolate. And in here, what you can see is like, best example I can give is they've got display boards, but they seems to be very much like your Minority Report or your more like Minority Report than Tony Stark's 3D thing. But it's like it projects out a thing, and you know how you can swipe the air. It basically lets you manipulate stuff. It lets you manipulate stuff in 3D without exposing yourself or contaminating the experiments. As to right now, basically it would appear there's from this side, it appears to be control one experiment. From this side, you control another, and another one from here and here. So the one you're currently looking at, it appears to be sort of testing the effects of some sort of it appears to be they're sort of testing cells with different drug effects to see if they have any side effects or harmful problems with it. It would appear the current drug they're testing does appear to cause genetic degradation in the DNA of the of the cells. So you get the distinct impression that whatever this drug is, it probably won't make it to market if it's basically killing you due to genetic collapse, as it were.
Okay. Merlin is just going to kind of play around with the displays while Donahue's doing his thing. I'm going to just kind of call different things up and look at different... None of it makes any sense to him, but he's going to fiddle with it and just kind of play around with all the pretty lights, as it were.
That's okay. No problem at all. Okay. So basically, you unfortunately... fortunately for you, unfortunately for the med lab, it would appear they're very lackluster on their security, and basically after a couple of seconds of looking around, you open a drawer and find the password written down on a piece of paper inside the drawer. Typing that in, it gives you admin access to the whole system.
Okay.
And you're able to basically, with a research role, you can start, which does count as investigation. You can obviously start digging through everything you find. Merlin, you come basically after playing around for a bit. It looks like this experiment's almost finished at its complete usage, and it seems the notes come in, the medical notes come in saying basically although this drug does reverse the metagenesis effect, it will result in the death of anyone taking the drug. Therefore, they're deeming it a failure, and therefore the experimental subjects will be disposed of later on. But the genetic samples apparently to be coming from, obviously being taken from some live hosts, as it were. Apparently, they'll be disposed of at a later date. Pending full investigation, but it would appear that at this time they're still unable to reverse the genetic malformations that are occurring, and therefore this particular drug is basically being cancelled, and they'll start research on another drug to reverse the process. And hidden away at the bottom somewhere, it says it would appear that that the funding is to try and reverse the fact that to try and turn anyone who's an elf back into a human. It seems someone's trying to do, but it's being funded by some very. It's obviously been a lot of money being spent at it, but it appears multiple failures, and the test subjects will be disposed of within the week. Okay, yes, Mr. Dodd, you find the research you're looking for. It does appear it doesn't take you long to find the records of the you are looking for. Fortunately, they are basically only stored on a single server for security purposes, as in to limit who can access them. And it would appear at this time the identities have not been there's things in place to stop the DNA samples being identified outside the structure of the test. However, you do also find that Arasaki has applied for and got legal permission to start scanning all the DNA in the archives to identify a specific individual. So you're here just in time.
All right, we'll wipe out the records for the test that they did. Find out where the samples are and where the records are. Anything else that would be, to cover our tracks. Try to find out who sent it in, where the information was sent.
Indeed. So basically, let's have another research check from you. See how much information you are able to track down. Again, you do get to count your investigation on that. So that's
a 7.
So you didn't get the raise, which is fine. It's just so basically, yeah, you are able to obviously you're able to track down where the records, you found out where the records are. It's easy enough to delete them, and also you're fairly confident with a good enough hacking roll you can remove the log entries that you came in and deleted them. What you do not find out who paid for the research, as it were. However, there is a note that basically the samples were delivered by a private investigator, WW Investigations.
Okay.
But it would appear whoever paid for it obviously used a very clever amount of cutouts and this, that, and the other. And I'm afraid you don't feel you haven't got the time to sit here and analyse all the way through it now. Maybe you're feeling fairly confident that WW Investigations may be a way to track that back. But you're able to, with a good enough hacking roll, you'll be able to erase all record of the DNA samples in the system. That the DNA samples were in the system, that they were dropped off, and also remove them, set the archive bit on the backups, so tomorrow night's backup would erase them once and for all. Not that anyone should be looking for them after you erase the logs anyway. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So it just requires a nice hacking roll.
I'll try a Benny on that. Yeah.
You are quite confident after a bit of keyboard wizardry that you have erased all records.
All right. And we found, so have them retrieve the samples, I guess. I'll send them a note saying, here's where they are, go, get them
Oh,
out.
the samples, yes, they are actually stored in this. Sorry. Yes, you do have, you have worked out where the samples physically are stored. They are in that old room where Queeg's standing outside of. In fact, as far as you're concerned, they're stored in that locker there. We can say that. Arrow. Be quiet. So, yep, no problem at all. So, as far as you're concerned, you've tidied up after yourself. You know where the samples are, and if you get out of here soon enough, don't want to leave. No, you're free.
Okay, yep. Head out then.
And only from your perspective, you do. If you're interested, you reckon that you reckon you can possibly get. You probably could track down where the samples originated from, but whether you're really that concerned's up to you, of course, or not.
Samples themselves still exist.
Well, yeah. Donahue's worked out where your DNA samples are stored right now. I was talking about the experiment that Myelin was looking at, but he's stuck
The one
in
about
silence.
de-elfing elves and such.
I've lost him. He's gone into shock. But anyway, yeah. So all you need to do is retrieve the samples and leave. I mean, you could leave them there. No one will ever know it, but obviously it's safer to take them.
Yeah, we're going to take them.
Focus should be unlocked, so you should be able to move freely. Yep. Basically, you're able to open up the storage there, and obviously they're all catalogued, and inside you do find the DNA samples you're looking for. They're all just stored in one little secure pouch, as it were. So it's easy enough just to remove that one and vacate the premises.
And on the way out, I'll stop by the guard shack and remove his bonds and gags. As far as they know, the guard just fell asleep on the job.
Sounds good to me. Well, it was a nice, clean job. You got in and out without any problems and got a lead. And that is probably a good place to leave it, for we are out of time. But there we go. And I need to make a note about WW investigations, because I can work out what's going on. I need to sort that out for next time. Hope you enjoyed that one.
Covered a lot of ground.
You did. You did very well today. I'm very impressed. So I've got it down for Saturday, the 5th of September. So I've got myself a fortnight for that, which also means I've still got time for the next one. So yeah, you enjoyed that. I certainly did. You guys always keep me on my toes. I'm really impressed by your deadband switch to hold them all at bay there. So I've certain people hadn't basically. I'm not saying wrongly. Decided to escalate things.
Well, no, you see, she flipped out. She flipped out. She's crazy. She flipped out. She wanted to kill us anyhow for stealing it in the first place.
Yeah, I know.
And
don't get me wrong.
She's the one that summoned the elemental, because you notice her guard just turned around and just whack, and it was gone. See, it was all worked out and planned ahead of time.
Indeed.
Well, my real question is, did she survive the lingering damage?
Well, you'll have to watch the stream to have a look, because I know the answer to that. She did, because obviously I have turned on incapacitation rolls for NPCs, so I know exactly what her incapacitation roll result was.
She'll be back.
So anyway, from your perspective, you've got your lead of WW investigations. So that's obviously, I'm assuming that's where you're going to head next. But if you've got any other plans, you've got a fortnight to make plans. So feel free to use the Sprawlrunners channel to discuss stuff, because at least we can keep that sort of stuff up. And if there's other stuff like out of game, if there's other sort of research and stuff you want to do, we could use that in that. With regard to that Savage Saturday thing, basically someone suggested I'll set up this sesh.fyi thing. So I think if you want to try doing an exclamation mark create command, I think see if it gives you the permissions to create the an entry. Otherwise, I'll quite happily just put one in. I'll quite happily put one in on the Savage Tales anyway for people to sign up to. I don't mind whichever ways you think's easier for your game, which is Savage Horizons, I think, isn't it?
Okay, I had a good time, but I do have to get going. So
no worries. Take care. Thank you very much.
We'll see you in a few weeks.
Eye on the Discord channel here, just in case, and let you guys know when I'll be on next.
Certainly. Oh, my stream ending's broken. Yeah, but we'll look. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
See, now you, I, and Robert are here, and Tab is gone.
Sorry, I had to step away for a minute. What was that about?